Hey guys, welcome in. This is going to be a sign or a zodiac sign reading for the sign of Taurus. If you guys are new here, this is a Soul Room 111. My name is Trisha. Welcome in. Let's see what wants to come out today. Six of Wands in reverse popped out. Okay. Lack of recognition. Ten of Swords in reverse. Okay, but there's some healing, some hope in this situation. What else wants to come out for Taurus? Two of Pentacles in reverse, okay? And the Hierophant. So maybe a decision has been made around, what priorities are most important. Maybe if you have been getting lost between work and your personal life, you've made a decision which priority is most important to you. The Three of Cups is here in reverse. So maybe you have been kind of stressed out. You haven't really been Ace of Swords in reverse. Yeah, maybe you haven't realized that you've been a little stressed out. Eight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, so you're coming out of your overthinking mindset. So maybe you've been, just had too many priorities and you've been deciding what's most important in your life. The Magician. The Chariot reverse. So maybe you're realizing that you're the one that has the power. With the Chariot being in reverse there, you're starting to realize you're the one that has the willpower. Yep, Strength's reverse too. So maybe you have been feeling like you're powerless. There's the Queen of Wands. This decision with your priorities has put you into this Queen of Wands taking control of your life, empowerment. Because the Magician here is telling you have the tools, but the Chariot and Strength are both reversed. So it tells me that you haven't felt that way. And also the Four of Pentacles popped out over here. So maybe you felt like you've had to hold back from certain areas of your life because this is, showing more important. There's the King of Cups. So maybe you have put dating and relationships on the back burner right now. Maybe you've been more focused on work. And there's even the King of Wands. So there's the Five of Cups with some regret. So maybe you have had people that you walked away from and you regret it because your priorities were out of balance. My cards got turned around. Queen of Swords in reverse. Yeah, so maybe you realize that you've been a little bit cold and distant towards people, and maybe you've just felt like you've had to be because you have to focus on work right now, or you have to focus on, your children right now, or something like that. The Hierophant talks about commitment, but it can also talk about tradition. And there's the Seven of Cups. So maybe you are now realizing that you have options. Maybe you have options as far as love goes. You're starting to see that. Maybe now you're wanting to take a look at those options and date a little bit more. Or maybe you're just realizing that you have options, how to prioritize your time. There's Judgment. So whatever this is a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call to maybe some illusion or some fantasy that you didn't have the control. You didn't have the choice here. And there's the Queen of Cups. And now you're open to receiving. So if you've been putting dating on the back burner and you've walked away from these types of people, the Queen of Cups is here to say that you're ready to receive. You got your cup. You're ready to receive. So it looks like it was just an issue with priorities. And Six of Cups in reverse. Yeah. The Sun and this is the extra card in this deck, the Happy Narwhal. They're essentially the same card. So you're ready now for happiness. You're ready now to find someone. You're ready now to date. That's what these two cards came out together are saying. You're ready for that happiness. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So maybe you've had some missed opportunities that you're really starting to think about or come back around to, or you just regret walking away from those people. The Knight of Wands, you know, maybe you're wanting to revisit some of those previous connections. And the Hermit came out, so you've had some time. You've had some time to think. You've taken some introspection into this situation. And there's the Page of Wands in reverse. You know, maybe you had to realize why you didn't accept this in the past, or if you're the masculine in this situation, maybe you had to realize why you weren't wanting to date. And there's the King of Pentacles. So I think this is the feminine's reading, because we have the King of Wands, the King of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. So the kings are out here. The feminine is open to receive with the Queen of Cups. So this is you looking at your options, maybe past options that you overlooked with that Ace of Pentacles being in reverse. The Fool wanted to pop out, so you're ready. You know, you're ready to take a new leap, start dating again. Yeah, there's been some kind of transformation you went through, some justice. The Seven of Pentacles is there in reverse, so you realize where you haven't been giving in the past in relationships. And here's the Page of Cups. So this could be an apology. Maybe you want to give an apology to one of these men that you want to revisit, or one of these masculine energies, I should say. Or this is just you're ready for a new beginning. The pages can be all about new, but the Page of Cups can also be an apology. The Nine of Pentacles, okay, so maybe you're enjoying your singleness, but you're also feeling more stable. The Emperor wanted to pop out in reverse, so this could be a little bit of fear that you have. You know, maybe you've dealt with Emperor in reverse in the past. Yep, Six of Pentacles. Your fears are popping out here. So the Emperor here in reverse and the Six of Pentacles, you want to make sure that you're not getting somebody who's too controlling, or you're not being too controlling, that you're being open and receptive, but you're also giving. It's got to be equal in relationships. Four of Swords. So maybe you've just been taking a pause, spending some time by yourself, not dating, realizing where things went wrong in the past. Knight of Cups wanted to come out in reverse, so maybe you were the one that was holding back emotions. The Five of Pentacles came in reverse, so wanting to come out of that. With that Death card, it looks like this is a transformation that you're wanting to come out of, not giving emotion. Two of Swords. Two of Swords can be about a decision, but it can also be about balance. And since the Five of Wands popped out in reverse also, it's to me saying that you want balance now and you don't want conflict or chaos or drama anymore. And the Tower just wanted to fly out. Tower in reverse. And the Devil. So maybe when you finish releasing this, maybe you're not quite finished releasing it yet. Maybe it's going to be a big shakeup in your life. Maybe it'll completely change the way you look at relationships when this is finished. The Six of Swords in reverse. So it tells me this isn't quite done yet. Maybe this is something you're still working through, is being able to give and receive emotion. Nine of Wands, but this has really put you through it. There's the Queen of Pentacles. sitting in stability, sitting in your nurturing energy, abundant energy, being open. See here, the Queen of Pentacles has something to give, whereas the Queen of Cups was receiving. So you're learning how to receive and how to give. I love this reading for you. Okay, that's it. Let's see what Oracle wants to come out for Taurus. Difference and purify. Yeah, that's what you're doing right now. Cleansing, emptying, getting rid of those toxic ways. And this card says difference, but it talks about road, future, choices, and destiny. So it looks like you are wanting a different future than your past in relationships. Trust came out. Okay, so talking about being sincere in giving and receiving. This is talking about hiding. It says cheating, concealment, and misleading. So maybe in the past people have perceived you to be misleading because you weren't open to them emotionally. Maybe that's what you've been learning, and there's chaos. So maybe you were realizing that you were attracting chaos more than you were attracting stability. And it was just because you weren't open with your emotions. The Bell also wanted to come out, which is all about wake-up calls. That's too many. Okay. All right, Taurus, this is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If this resonated for you, hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.